Today our topic is why every Stoic kept a personal journal. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. One of the key practices of Stoicism is keeping a personal journal. This might seem simple, but it is very powerful. Let me explain why every Stoic kept a journal and why you might want to start one too. First, let's talk about what Stoicism is. Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by a man named Zeno. Later, it became very popular in Rome. Famous Stoics like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius wrote about how to live a life of virtue, courage, and wisdom. They believed that the key to happiness is not in external things like money or fame, but in how we think and act. They taught that we should focus on our own character and how we respond to the world around us. This is where journaling comes in. Journaling helps us to reflect on our thoughts, actions, and emotions. It helps us to see clearly what is happening in our lives and how we are responding to it. When we write things down, we can see patterns in our behavior. We can notice when we are acting out of anger, fear, or jealousy. We can also see when we are acting with kindness, courage, and wisdom. By writing about our day, we can learn from our mistakes and celebrate our successes. This is why the Stoics believed so strongly in journaling. Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor, kept a journal that we now call Meditations. In this journal, he wrote down his thoughts and reflections on how to be a better person and a better leader. He reminded himself to stay humble, to treat others with respect, and to focus on what truly matters. He wrote about his struggles and how he could overcome them. His journal was not meant for anyone else to read. It was a private space where he could be honest with himself. Seneca, another famous Stoic, also wrote letters to his friends that were like a journal. In these letters, he gave advice on how to live a good life. He talked about the importance of self-reflection and how we should examine our lives every day. He said that we should ask ourselves questions like, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? And what did I learn? By asking these questions, we can grow and improve. Epictetus, who was a former slave and later a teacher, also believed in the power of journaling. He taught that we should write down our thoughts and then examine them. He said that we should ask ourselves, is this thought true? Is it helpful, and is it under my control? By doing this, we can let go of negative thoughts and focus on what we can control. Journaling helps us to practice this kind of self-reflection. It gives us a space to think deeply about our lives and our choices. It helps us to see where we are going and where we want to go. It also helps us to stay focused on our goals and values. When we write down our thoughts, we can see them more clearly. We can see what is important and what is not. We can see what is true and what is just our imagination. This is why journaling is such a powerful tool for personal growth. Another reason why the Stoics kept a journal is that it helps us to remember our lessons. Life is busy, and it is easy to forget what we have learned. By writing things down, we can go back and read them later. We can remind ourselves of the lessons we have learned and the progress we have made. This is especially important when we are facing challenges. When things are difficult, it is easy to lose sight of what is important. By reading our journal, we can remind ourselves of our values and our goals. We can remember that we have faced challenges before and that we have overcome them. This gives us the strength to keep going. Journaling also helps us to practice gratitude. The Stoics believe that gratitude is an important part of a happy life. By writing down the things we are grateful for, we can focus on the good things in our lives. We can see that even in difficult times, there are still things to be thankful for. This helps us to stay positive and to appreciate what we have. Gratitude also helps us to stay humble. It reminds us that we are not in control of everything and that we should be thankful for the things we have. This is an important lesson in Stoicism. Finally, journaling helps us to stay disciplined. The Stoics believed that discipline is the key to a good life. By writing in a journal every day, we can practice self-discipline. We can make it a habit to reflect on our lives and to work on improving ourselves. This discipline helps us to stay focused on what is important and to avoid distractions. It helps us to live with intention and purpose. So why did every Stoic keep a personal journal? Because it is a powerful tool for self-reflection, growth, and discipline. It helps us to see clearly, to learn from our mistakes, and to stay focused on our values. It helps us to practice gratitude and to stay humble. It helps us to remember our lessons and to stay strong in the face of challenges. If you want to live a good life, you might want to start a journal too. It doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. You can just write a few sentences every day about what happened, how you felt, and what you learned. Over time, you will see how much you have grown and how much you have learned. You will see that you are becoming a better person, just like the Stoics. So, take a pen and a notebook and start writing. You might be surprised at how much it can change your life.